beautiful souls, welcome back to another Swatch with Me Sunday. This is Givehand, and I am catching up. By the time you watch this on Sunday, or maybe Monday or the following week, I will have had my 19th wedding anniversary with my soulmate and my best friend, Damon. And so I hope that you have had a lovely weekend and a lovely week and a lovely month. I don't even know how long it's been since I posted a Swatch with Me Sunday, but I'm excited to share this new to me. I know that people probably have this set. In fact, many of you have shared with me that you do have this set. This is the HIMI, and I'm just going to call it the HIMI. That just seems right. I like that. So this is a set of gouache that is floating all around Amazon, and it happened to be in my like cart list kind of thing, my holding space, and it went on sale like deep discount, and it was like 70% off. So I was like, come on, I can't pass that up. So I grabbed it after it had been sitting in my cart for so long. So I'm really starting to dig gouache because it actually has this consistency that almost mimics acrylics in a way, with the opacity and the texture of it, but then it washes away and you can water it down, and you can, and so I'm really excited about playing with this and seeing how it jives. So let me just tell you a few things about my situation here with these HIMI gouache little pods. I had a moment where one of my followers said to me, I have that set, it dries out really easily, and she recommended that I leave the little foil pieces that I'm tearing off here off the top of it, that I leave those on. Yeah, so I started doing that, and you're going to see me do that for most of this segment. I didn't do it on the very first one because I had actually forgotten. I took it off, and then I remembered her words to me. And I also realized that this is not going to work for me. They have to be off. I decided, close to the end here, that it just doesn't work to have them on. So I do eventually, maybe even off camera, take all of the lids off of it. So I just wanted to name that right out of the gate, because I didn't want you to think that this is something where you have to keep these little silver bits on there. You don't. But I'm happy that I left them on for this filming, because I wasn't really writing the names down, and the names are on the top of those little things, and I think if I had thrown those away, I would have been sad. So I leave them on here, but I do eventually take them off. So a couple of other things that I noticed with this set. One is you need to shake them up before you open them. Like, they settle, and some of them, not all of them, but some of them start to kind of separate, and that wasn't very fun. So I recommend, if you do get this set, that you definitely shake those pods vigorously before you open them, because yeah, they did a thing. So right around that end of that first row, I decided, well, I kind of want to see what they're like if I add a little bit of water to them. How do they react? How do they behave? What does it look like? So I love the opacity of them. I love how you can have them be both transparent and that you can still get that opaqueness. Also, here's a fun fact. The fifth color, I think it is, for whatever reason, they have that color called purple, and it is extremely pink. So I wrote purple in my book, but I also go back and I just put my own little notation. It's more like an opera pink. So that's another fun fact here about this set. But that first color, that deep red, I am in love with it. They have a yellowy orange color that's very much like the gamboge and I don't know if I'm saying that right, y'all. But that color that I use from the Dr. P.H. Martin's when I swatched those a couple of Sundays ago. So I'm really loving those colors. They have one that I can't even remember the name of it. I think, let's look at my little chart here. Their Prussian blue is very much like an indigo. It is yummy, 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 yummy. the earth yellow is the one that I am saying mimics, and it's the one I'm swatching right now, actually. It very much, when you kind of water it down a little bit, it mimics that Gouche, but so does the medium yellow on the top row. And so anyway, these colors are actually really yummy. I also, one of the things I care about is how colors dry on the page. Like, do they feel chalky after they're dry? Do they have, you know, an unpleasant sort of texture to them once they are dry? Because I'm very tactile. I like to kind of rub my hands over my paintings or over my page spreads in my journal. I love a lot of texture, and I love to have a variety of textures, but what I do not like is chalkiness. I don't like it to be chalky, and I don't like it to be gritty on my fingers. So this doesn't do that. I really loved the way that they just sit on the page. I thought it was lovely. They were really, really cool. So I go through the process of swatching, and you'll notice that I'm using, in this set, you get the 24 colors. You get that little palette that you see over to the right of the paper where I'm swatching, and then you get a set of 3 brushes. I'm using one of the brushes. Let's talk about these brushes for a moment. All right, so the brush that I'm using, you can notice that the bristles are somewhat stained. The very first color I used stained the bristles right out of the gate. Couldn't get it out. And just to be fair, I haven't tried to like wash it with soap or anything. I just did the usual, right? And for me, if it's gonna come out, it's gonna come out whether you use soap or water, soap or not. And so it did not. And so the bristles, I think, are stained. I'm gonna give it a try and see what happens if I wash them with some soap. But what I'm noticing is that the bristles stain pretty well, or pretty easily, which isn't like a deal breaker. If it's a good brush, it's a good brush. It works. It does what it's supposed to do. And it's not like it's holding the paint and bringing it over to the next color. It's just, it just stained it. That color that I just swatched there, that one is called Pale Purple. And it went on so opaque, like you can barely see the black line through that color. I actually really liked how it was almost, again, it really reminded me of like one of the matte acrylics. And so I like that about it. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with these. The colors are very vibrant. There's a couple of colors in there that aren't my jam on that second row, the second and third color. They're very neon-y. I'm not really a neon person. No shade against people who love neon. I mean, we need y'all in the world, but that's just not my thing. But the jewel tones are really beautiful here, and the earth tones are like doing it for me, really. The color that I swatched there, the ochre is what they call it. It's the last one, not the one I'm doing now, but the one right before it. And that color is really yummy. It reminds me of this red earth that was my color of the year one year. And that red earth is a color by, I want to say De La Rowney. And I adore it. It is my favorite. I think I have like 6 or 7 bottles of it in my home. I know that's probably really outing myself as a hoarder. But when you love something, you love it. And so it's one of those things I don't want to run out of. So I made sure that I have plenty of it so that I don't run out. So the last couple colors I'm swatching here are the black and the white. And just so you know, I arranged these in the color order that I wanted to put them in. This is not the order that they came in, and I don't know if they necessarily come in a order and that all of them are the same, but I did rearrange them. So I am noticing also with leaving the lids on, you can't get them out easily. Like you have to, it's just too much work. So I wanted to come back and re-swatch that 4th color that I had swatched, the one that they are calling Rose. I wanted to swatch it because I think I had watered it down too much the first time, and I wanted to get that true opacity just so I could see. And then that last little one that I'm doing here, this is me just playing with 2 colors, seeing how they blend and mix together. on that palette. So I'm really digging this set. I love it. I think there's some great colors here. I'd love to hear if you're using it and what you think. All right, see you next week.